Hello and welcome to this week's coffee vlog. We're on Friday the 31st of July and it's another on the way home job. And yeah, it's slightly less grumpy this week, you'll be pleased to hear. Not actually been too bad a week. I've got a load of stuff behind me that is currently a lot of big boards of MDF. It's moving about slightly. That's going home with me to do some flooring in the attic, actually. So yes, it's been not a bad week actually, for a change. Not too many things have gone well. I say not too many things have gone wrong. Something Friday afternoon things going wrong tends to happen, doesn't it? We've just discovered that our carrier has managed to not only not deliver something in Northern Ireland, but even after I told them explicitly to deliver it, and if they struggled to ring the guy up, but they should be able to find it because it was a petrol station it was going to. It couldn't be that hard to find a petrol station. They've apparently entirely ignored that instruction on Wednesday, and today started the process of sending it back to me from Ireland. So a bit annoying, and now I'm going to have to resend it out with a different carrier who will hopefully actually do the job I'm going to pay them to do. So, but other than that, not too bad a week. Not too many things have gone wrong. It has of course been Windows 10 week. Windows 10 launched finally. You can get to download it if you've sort of reserved your place in the queue. Although apparently if you're going to wait for Windows to decide when to download it for you, you could be waiting some time. Microsoft seem to have worked out that they should stagger the downloads, and it seems they're giving priority primarily to devices they know will be fully compatible with Windows 10. So depending on what your device is, it might wait some time before it bothers. You can just go straight to there's a download page and you can download the installer and set it off installing on your system straight away, which I did on one machine I've been going to try it out on, see if it completely ruins everything. That took yeah, a long time to download it and then prepare everything and then check everything, and then it got it ready, and then it did this, and I did some reboot. Yeah, probably the best part of I set it off this morning. It was ready about 4 o'clock, so maybe sort of 6-7 hours worth of messing about. Well, not messing, I just left it to do its job and didn't touch it, but it took some time anyway. So if you plan to do that on a machine that you actually need to do stuff on as well, probably best to set it off, you know, just before you go to bed. When you wake up it might be done, although there are a few messages that require your interaction, so you'd probably be disappointed in that as well, because you'd wake up and it'd be sat there at quarter way progress waiting for you to you know, tick a box or press next or something like that. Marvellous stuff. So it seemed to go all right. Perhaps need a few reboots and things to get it all running smoothly, but I didn't really get a chance to meddle about with it. I won't do this weekend, so I'll see maybe next week how that gets on. Other things that have been happening, I've got a confession to make. I've been paying for things with my watch, and I've got to say I quite like it. Yeah, I finally got to use Apple Pay with the Apple Watch. Contactless payments, did a few last weekend, and I've got a few in this week, and yeah, surprisingly very simple, straightforward way of paying for stuff. That sort of £20 limit does really restrict things slightly, but does stop the sort of slight annoyance. Like I had an annoyance last night, or a few annoyances last night actually, but paying for something at the BRI and getting some drinks from the sort of cafe bit, and it was like well, expensive drinks actually, like 4 bottles and something else, and it came to like £6.50 odd. Of course, you only got a £10 note, so then you give them a note and you get all that change back. And it's that sort of situation where you're getting things like that, and then you get all that change back again. It can be quite aggravating for those smaller purchases. So that sort of stuff would be great, but of course it only helps if they use contactless as well, which they didn't have any contactless terminals there, so it was no good. I was still using notes and getting tons of change back. But yeah, hopefully contactless will spread more, and say maybe if they raise that limit a bit as well, then it'll be quite good. It'll be really a sort of fantastic way to do quick and easy purchases and not end up with loads of pockets of change all the time. Now there was something interesting in the press, I think it was in, about the security of NFC, but this wasn't really related to Apple Pay. This was sort of the NFC contactless on your credit and debit cards. Oh wait, what's this? It's a Mini, and it's crashed badly, or someone's crashed into it badly anyway. Oh, that's a shame. Quite a nice looking Mini that as well. Not anymore. Dear me. So yes, the contactless, so your debit cards, I think my bank debit card, it's a bit of a silly thing, it automatically activates when you get one of these contactless ones anyway. And I can't figure out where the security, well there isn't any, that's the problem, no security. But apparently the thing about them as well is actually while they're just in your pocket, they can be read, the information can be read off it via the sort of the contactless NFC bit, and supposedly people being able to create like a scraping device that literally you just need to sort of walk past you and it'll pick up your card, and the card sort of gives across pretty much enough information that you can the person scraping those details can then use it to commit card fraud and do transactions online with no limits either. So I'm not sure how much truth is in that or not. The outcome was, if you don't want your contactless card to be scraped for data, wrap it in some tin foil to block out all the signals. So yeah, they are. If you're concerned, if you're concerned about your card being used or having your data scraped, as it were, so I think I'd noticed someone sort of swiping some electronic gizmo next to my backside and probably give him a clobber at the same time. But yeah, wrap your card in tin foil. That is of course after you've put on your armadillo helmet as well, to keep out the government's rays. So they are. We've not had a new beta of iOS this week. That will probably be out next week. There was another update for El Capitan. That's gone up to beta 5 now. Didn't really, I can't see it, that didn't seem to be a big update. I think certainly it didn't go through the sort of the almost resetting up stage beta 4 did. So that was just maybe some minor bug fixes, and it seemed pretty quick after the last one as well. So I wonder if the beta 4 introduced something major that they decided they better tweak. But otherwise, it's running really well, El Capitan. I got to admit, I've got it, like I said, I've got it on my main daily machine as well as the MacBook Air now, and everything's humming along nicely. I'm very happy with that. Like I say, it should be good when it finally comes out for the general public. I think it's going to be a bit of a no-brainer upgrade, and say I think there's a lot of back-end changes going on, but it's some really nice stuff. I like the notification center now. We've got this notifications really issued by time, as opposed to where it used to be by the particular program, and you know, certain program stuff would be disappeared down the bottom, you'd never see it, but it's ordered by time instead. I think you can change that if you want to back the other way, but that's a much more logical way of doing it for me. the mail app. Bob Bell was asking about that last week, and yeah, it's still working like it did do, really. It's been all right, really. I can't say I've had any problems with it. I've not been able to figure out how this the demoed on the stage at the WWDC, the demo that you could have this sort of what you're working on, the emails you're currently working on. You can have like a little bar of them, and I've stacked up different open ones and easily access them. And I've not actually figured out how either to activate it, if it's even in there yet. I mean, maybe they've not put that particular feature in yet to mail. I'll have to wait and see, but not figured that out. But on the whole, mail has been working all right, as pretty much as all right as mail ever did do anyway. I wouldn't say I've noticed it being fantastically better, but then again, it's not been too rubbish either, so make of that as you will. So non sort of geeky things that have been happening, not a great deal, to be honest. I'm not very prepared for this, to be honest, this week, so I've not laid down all the things I thought I'd say about, which I normally do. And so it's a bit of a haphazard thing, but I've been kind of busy. It's been a busy week, to be honest. So yeah, it's been happening, well, kind of a bit of a tale that'll get us all the way home, and I'll probably not finish it anyway. I think that's an old and weird looking thing. Eldest, a couple of weeks back for his birthday, he was wanting one of these electronic scooters. So they've got two 12-volt batteries in them. It's like a scooter, so not a moped or a motorbike or anything. It's a scooter, wheel at front and back, and a stand plate. Although admittedly this is a fair size thing. It's got an actual detachable seat as well, so you can sit on it as well. Was actually forced to get a really big one, because I was going to get the less expensive, of course, but the missus is like, oh no, it'll go too slow with him. So got the more expensive model, but a quick one. So anyway, that's not very interesting as such. Got that for him, but of course then the youngest is like, well, where's mine? So last weekend I managed to spot the size I was going to get, so the smaller size one, on eBay locally, and it was going spares a repair because they'd lost the charger and didn't know if it'd work or not, basically. So I'll have a bid, keep it low, and even these small ones are like 160 quid new, so they're not cheap things. Anyway, I won that auction for the grand sum of £41 in Halifax, that was. So picked that up Sunday, had a bit of fun, plugged it in. Obviously it didn't have a charger, but the charger's the same for that model as the bigger model that got the eldest, so I had a charger handily. Plugged it in, but the charger stayed green. I'll have to nip out anyway, so if it's green it thinks it's full, but the batteries wouldn't be full as they hadn't used it since last summer, before they then lost the charger. So I went out, came back an hour later, still on green, so I took all the foot plates off and I looked inside and discovered that the batteries have been detached from the thermal trip that's on it. It's got like a reset button, but it's really, if the batteries are overloaded, then it cuts the power out to protect the motor and obviously the batteries as well. So reconnected that, and it still stayed green, but I left it, and after about 3/4 an hour it decided to go from green to red and then charge for 6 hours. So that was all right. Had a bit of confusion because I was trying to get it to go, and I was just wheeling about the house. It was about midnight on Sunday night in the end, and well, nothing, not a lot was happening, so I went out and with it on the street, and it went off like a rocket. The only thing that foxed me a bit was that it's supposed to light up as the power button, but it didn't. So I didn't think that was working, but it did. It worked fine. So in the end, it turned out all right. It's a bit beat up, but it'll do for the youngest and playing about with. So so yeah, little electric e-scooters. So the pair of them have been buzzing around the street on those. Quite interesting stuff, to be honest. Right, I'm back home and I've got a ton of stuff in the car to get out and whatever else. So I'm going to get on with that. So have a good weekend, and I'll catch you next week with maybe some more iOS 9 news. Okie doke, bye.